Welcome. We have a very special show for you today. We are talking about all things that AI. We're going to be talking about the limitations of AI, where we think AI is going to be in the next year. We're going to be looking at GPT-4. We're going to be seeing, if you remember, I posted a video about Devin AI, which is this new AI software engineer. We're going to be listening to people talk about whether they think Devin is going to, other software engineers other than me, talk about whether they think Devin is going to replace their jobs. And hopefully we'll have the last thing, we'll talk a little bit about whether when we see hiring coming back, or we have a skeptic video. But today is going to be mostly reaction style content videos. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you guys Monday. I was doing a lot of work this week. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Rami. I am a software engineer. I've been everywhere. I've worked for companies like Google, like Twitch, Dell. I have my master's degree in computer science from Cornell University and the Black HBCU Fisk University. I've been everywhere and I've won everywhere. And so those are the credentials. And this is my channel, The Black Tech Experience, where I'm empowering others to become software engineers. And hopefully in the future, I guess everybody's going to be a software engineer. So even if you don't know how to code, I think this is going to be a great show for you regardless. But let's get into it. Let me double check. All right. Pull that up. There we go. I'm just doing a little test. All right, yeah, I'm fine with that. We're gonna make a close up of this. All right, Elon Musk predicts AI will overtake human intelligence next year. And if you don't know what year it is, or if you're watching this in the future, this is 2024. So in 2025, he thinks that AI is going to be better than any other software, any other person. It's going to be the best expert that we can get our hands on. And that's kind of interesting because if you guys saw in my Devin AI VOD, Elon Musk was saying that the AI hype was going to be, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. I'm going to adjust my mic just to make sure. AI hype is going to be, AI is a whole bunch of hype because in the following year, we're going to run out of chips. So if you don't know how these AI models are created, basically people need these NVIDIA chips that process over like billions of different computations in order to train these different API models. And then another big thing that they need, so they need a very expensive computers, especially made for the GPUs, the TPUs, specifically made for programming and AI models. The second thing they need at a high volume is sample data. The AI model, no matter how expensive your computer is, we call the branch of computer science that deals with AI machine learning because it needs to learn, it needs to have examples of what is the correct output and what is the wrong output. And then through learning millions and millions amount of different data points, it will make a decision on what it thinks is the right answer on new data. That is the entire goal of it. And so, for example, if you are familiar with OpenAI Sora, they have spent $20 billion on training the GPU. Sorry, I'm wondering if y'all can hear the sirens outside. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pause. Give me 1 sec. I am just curious. Yeah, it sounds like y'all can hear some of the noise that's coming on through the background. I'm gonna see if I can adjust the mic real quick. Maybe turn some of that off if that does any better. I apologize for that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start over from the beginning. Yeah, let's see. Hello, my name is Rami Pruitt, and this is the Black Tech Experience, and this is the AI stream. And specifically, we are talking about all things AI. Let me get a close up on myself. All things AI, as far as where do we see AI next year? Where do we see AI in what do we see other software engineers saying about the AI? And why do we feel like the job market is where it is right now? We have a lot of different information, and as well as we're going to add one more topic to that, which is actually I already covered it. The real reason why the tech industry has slowed down hiring, which is more skeptical. And so I'm going to be answering all your questions, whether it's going to be a part of getting a job or what do we see the AI in the upcoming years. And we're going to be looking at GPT-4. It's going to be a good experience. And so, first, if you have listened to my previous spot where I discussed how Elon Musk was saying that AI is all hype, next year we're going to run out of the GPU chips that we're able to create in order to make sure that we train those different AI models. So if you don't know how AI works, basically it's a higher branch of a field called machine learning, which is basically teaching the computer to be able to learn, train itself on a certain amount of data in order to produce results on new data that it's never seen before. And in order to do this, you need two things. One, you need a really expensive computer built specifically for training these different AI models. These are the GPUs, the TPUs, and right now, NVIDIA has a monopoly on those GPUs. Google and other companies are coming out with different GPUs because it is such it's like gold right now. The AI is able to make many different jobs obsolete if you have the right talent and the enough training. Which brings me into the second thing you need. You need a lot of data in order to be able to train these different models. So basically, many different humans like ChatGPT or specifically AI Sora is trained. If you don't know what that is, it is a model in order to create videos based upon the what is it? It's in order to create videos from text. And so in order to train that model, it needs millions and millions of different videos on specific subjects in order to learn what does a human being look like? What does a human being walking down Tokyo look like? What does a human being or what does a bird look like? What does a cloud look like? It needs maybe even billions. I saw articles saying that OpenAI Sora took $20 billion worth of infrastructure in order to create. And so you need GPUs, you need the sample data, and then you need a special type of software engineer who's really strong at math. And when you have the right talent, the right GPUs, and then somebody who's willing to create the right sample data, then you're able to create the AI or the computer is able to learn from the data and produce outputs on new data that we never seen before. And so Elon Musk said in my previous video, Elon Musk was saying that he thought in 2025 all the AI hype is going to be over. And now he's come out recently and he said the AI hype that I thought was going to end in 2025 because we could not get the chips from NVIDIA, I've changed my mind. AI is going to be smarter than every single human on this planet next year, which is interesting. I have an article pulled up, and we're gonna read along and figure out why he's saying that. But to be honest with you, if you look at ChatGPT right now, you can see that it gets 99% of the MCAT, the test to take the test in order to become a doctor, I believe. It takes that test and it succeeds. It does a lot better than most human beings. And so it's already smarter than the majority of humans. So I'm not sure exactly what he's saying here, but let's take a look and figure it out. So let's see. And I also have a pointer that can probably maybe help. I don't think you guys can see it, but I think it's fine. This text is big enough. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And I'm actually gonna swap that out so we can read along together. 1 second. All right, we finally have it here. And do I have my pointer? I don't know if, yeah, you can see that. So you can see my mouse coming along with this. So Elon Musk predicts AI will overtake human intelligence next year. Tesla chief says infrastructure will need to keep up with technology demand as he seeks investment for our own startup. So this is from the Financial Times. The capability of new artificial intelligence models will surpass human intelligence by the end of next year, so long as the supply of electricity and hardware can satisfy the demands of increasingly powerful technology, according to Elon Musk. So yeah, definitely. And another thing you need, I forgot to mention, these computers that run these different AI models require a lot of electricity. And I think Elon Musk was once saying that next year we're going to have many different electrical outages because the world is consuming so much different electricity. And so this is another big issue with these different AI models, is that it is, what is the word? It is bad for the environment. These different the usage of electricity, there's only a finite amount on Earth. And so people are coming up with these different ideas on how we get more of it, but there's a limited supply and it causes a toll on the environment. But let's read on. My guess is that we'll have AI that is smarter than any one human probably around the end of next year, said the billionaire entrepreneur who runs Tesla X and SpaceX. Within the next 5 years, the capabilities of AI will probably exceed that of all humans. Musk predicts on Monday during an interview with X with Nikolai Tangent, the chief executive of Norse Bank Investment. Musk has been consistently bullish on the development of so-called artificial general intelligence, which is kind of interesting because he used to be on the board of directors for OpenAI because he wanted to warn humanity about the difference of how dangerous AI is. And to be honest with you, for a slight ramble off the topic, the AI doomers who feel like AI is going to destroy humanity, I've listened to both sides, and I do think we should be having much more regulation on AI at this point, because one interesting thing about AI is that we're unable to fully comprehend how it gets to a certain answer. And so if we don't have any idea how it's getting to certain answers, and it's how it came up with a certain idea, there's a lot about it that we have no control over and we don't understand. And some people, even Lex Friedman, we're going to watch a video after this about him. Some people are saying that AI is, what if ChatGPT is already a general intelligence system? What if it already has the ability to decide it wants to destroy humanity and it's just not saying it right now? These things are quite, what is the word? These things are very interesting theories that need to be investigated. But at the same time, you see that whoever has the most AI, whoever creates the best AI is able to create so much value for the planet. Like imagine OpenAI being able to crush Google, a company that's been around for since 1995. The entirety of my life, it's almost 30 years old. And if let's say OpenAI gets this artificially intelligent computer and they're able to just have this thing write the Google Maps overnight, or not overnight. Let's say it writes Google Maps in 4 months, a better Google Maps. That's why Google and every single company, every single country has an incentive to get to not be safe and develop the most powerful AI possible. So that's something that you should be looking out for and maybe talking to your state representative. But back to this. AI tools so powerful that they can beat the most capable individual in any domain. But Monday's prediction is ahead of schedule, and he and others have previously forecast. Last year, he predicted full AGI will be achieved by 2029. Some of Musk's boldest predictions, such as rolling out self-driving Teslas and landing rockets on Mars, have not yet been fulfilled. This dude is extremely optimistic, right? Like, you have to be in order to be an entrepreneur. So take some of this with a grain of salt. A number of AI breakthroughs over the past 18 months, including the launch of video generation tools and more capable chatbots, have pushed the frontier of AI forward and faster than expected. Demis Hassabis, the co-founder of Google DeepMind, predicted earlier in the year that AGI will be achieved by 2030. The pace of development has been slowed by bottlenecks in supply of the microchips, particularly those produced by NVIDIA, which are essential for training and running AI models. These constraints are easing, Musk said. But new models are now testing other data century equipment and electrical grids. Now testing other data century equipment in the electrical grid. Last year it was chips constrained. People could not get enough NVIDIA chips. This year it is transitioning to a voltage transformer supply. In a year or two, the constraint is just electricity supply. So yeah, we're seeing one of the bottlenecks such as chips. You hear all these different companies coming out, and Google is coming out with a new chip. There's other companies coming out with chips that they feel like are going to compete with NVIDIA. The chip race seems like it's coming to an end. And then the next big problem will be the electricity race, which will be just as challenging because there is a finite amount of electricity in this world, and we're going to see outages next year. So, but some AI enthusiasts believe that this is not going to matter at all in order to get to AGI. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Musk's eagerness to join the AI race counters the high-profile stance he took last year, calling for the pause in advanced AI development. He warned of the profound risk of society and humanity posed by super powerful AI tools and called for immediate pause in training in any system more powerful than OpenAI's GPT-4, the market's leading model. On Monday, I'm not so sure. Yeah, I would say it's leading, but I feel like there are models just as competitive. On Monday, Musk said his own AI startup XAI was training a second version of the model Grok, which we think should be better than GPT-4. This should be complete by May and will be followed by a new model orders of magnitude more powerful, he added. Musk has shifted more time and resources to XAI over the past years. He is attempting to raise billions of dollars from investors in the U.S., Middle East, Hong Kong in order to compete with OpenAI in a funding round which would have valued the company at $18 billion. According to people, I'm laughing because it's like this dude owns so many different billion-dollar companies. According to people with the knowledge of the process, Musk has played a central and often contentious role in the development of new AI tools over the past decade. He was co-founder of OpenAI, in 2015, but he left the company in 2018 after falling out with the chief executive and co-founder Sam Altman over the direction of the research. Musk sued OpenAI and Altman for the breach of contract in March, alleging they have compromised the startup stated mission of building AI for the benefit of humanity. A claim OpenAI has strongly denied. So yeah, it's interesting. OpenAI in its beginning was a non-for-profit, but definitely with the billions of dollars that Microsoft has invested in the company and the other billions of dollars of the company, that they're receiving in funding, one could wonder how much they are making. I believe the head AI researcher is making over $1 million in salary. So it's not like these dudes are making terrible salaries in order to create these models. Like these guys are getting paid very handsomely. I'm sure they're working over 60 hours a week because that's generally life at a startup. And I wanted to. So, what are my afterthoughts of this? Yeah, the AI race definitely is kind of scary to think about. Like, AI is coming at a rapid pace. And are we going to see the AI? Are we going to see people use AI to hack? Are we going to see the AI turn on us? Like, these things are quite scary to think about. And who knows? Like, if you guys have seen, if you're a nerd like me, you've seen League of Legends, the Netflix series, and it talks about how. Let me get a close up on me real quick. It talks about how there was this civilization filled with people, and this scientist he discovers the power of magic, and he harnesses it, and the civilization was able to see so much development. Like they're teleporting places, they're moving boxes easier. But then somebody had a thought. Why don't we use these magical energies for weapons in order to control other civilizations? And even though the scientist created this thing because he wanted to help humanity, the magical devices were now used to wage war against other people, were used to murder other people. And this is definitely, it's kind of funny how art kind of inspires life and life inspires art. It's like a circle. These are things that we need to be cautious of in the future because ChatGPT with OpenAI, right? They have held it back. They're holding back OpenAI Sora because they don't want people to use it maliciously, right? You imagine OpenAI or Sora, right? What if I could create a video of somebody and they were doing some nasty sexual act? What if we can use their voices of other people in order to um, if we can use the voice of a president in order to declare command, like to kill other people, these are the things that are capable with AI. And it's going to be interesting to see how we regulate those things and how we protect other human beings from being destroyed or misuse the AI. And so I think we got some people in here real quick. I want to do another sound check. I'm hearing a lot of noise outside of my house, and I apologize if you can hear that. But I'd love to hear if you have any thoughts in the chat while I take a look. Eh. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing. Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it, my guy. My guy, Dev Puddles, is in the house. I appreciate that. I apologize to you guys. Like, we're getting there each and every day. Yeah, I think I'm still learning how to use my microphone. I've turned the gain all the way down so that it can't pick up all the different noises. All right. All right. All right. I think we're going to try this for a while, see how this sounds. But if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'll definitely be able to answer it if you have anything you want to know about AI. But let's get back into a counter opinion, which is Meta's chief AI scientist says AI does not understand reality very well and can never be as intelligent as humans. And so this is a counter statement to what Elon Musk was saying. And let's read a little bit of this article. It's by India Today. I think I saw a different version of it, but let's listen. Ever since AI tools, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I don't even have this on full screen. And we're going to make this as big as possible. All these different ads and stuff. All right. So this article says it's about AI's chief, Yang LeCun, considered to be one of the godfathers of AI, says that AI can never be as intelligent as humans, which is kind of, well, I'll let the article speak for itself. I wonder if I can click this ad all. My apologies. Meta's chief AI, in short, ever since AI tools like ChatGPT, Bing, and Bard gained popularity, the world hasn't been the same. People are talking about generative AI more than ever, while one section believes the AI tools will help humans work in better ways. Others are worried that it might get even smarter as time passes by and eventually cross us in terms of intelligence. Elon Musk, who companies are also working on AI technologies of their own, said on more than one occasion that AI will be smarter than humans in the future. Musk has recently tweeted that AI will get smarter and that humans starting next year. However, opposing him is chief meta scientist and one of the godfathers of AI, Yang LeCun. LeCun has quoted by TNW saying during I'm guessing this is an event in London, that the current AI systems aren't as intelligent as human beings and will not be so in the near future. He reportedly said that reasoning and planning and persistent memory and understanding the physical world are four essential characteristics of human intelligence and also animal intelligence for that matter. And the current AI systems can't do that. He then added that AI understands the world and is superficial. And we tend to believe that they are intelligent only because of the tool's ability to use language fluently. I agree. Like, if we think about it, let me get a close up on me. AI is has limitations. It's only as good as the information that we feed it. Can it take a task like a human being is able to take a task and remember everything from its entire life and break it down, plan and achieve something? Right now, GPT is only good enough to be able to basically read information from the internet, have common sense, and choose the right answer. And so this is amazing. This is an amazing experience when it can read billions and billions of different articles on the internet, but doesn't have the ability to learn a problem without any data like a human can. Like a human is able to parse together all the memory in the past and make decisions upon that without necessarily needing to be I guess trained. I guess the way that a human being would learn something is a lot different from a computer in the sense that it can plan and it grows over time. So it's some things that the computer is able to do a lot better than us, and there's other things the computer is still trying to will never be as good as us. And I'll take that down. Let's get back into the article. Most humans' knowledge is actually not language, so those systems can never reach human level intelligence unless you change the architecture. The AI Godfather has said reportedly. This isn't the first time that LeCun has expressed his views about AI futures. A couple of days back, the Meta AI scientist was seen confronting Elon Musk with the latter, said that AI will surpass intelligence by next year. Excuse me. Responding to Musk, Yang LeCun said that if this was the case, the world would have AI systems that could learn how to drive with just about 20 hours of practice, just like a 17-year-old. No, if it were that case, we would have AI systems that could teach themselves to drive a car in 20 hours of practice, like a 17-year-old, but we still don't have any fully autonomous, reliable self-driving, even though you have millions of hours of label training data, LeCun wrote. Last year, too, LeCun has said Musk's fear of AI taking over humanity is ridiculous. In an interview with Tucker Carlson last year, Musk has said the AI was more dangerous than mismanaged aircraft as the potential civilization destruction. However, Yang LeCun has expressed his disagreement with Musk and said that the assumptions of AI being an existential I don't even know how to speak, existential threat is false, completely false. It makes an assumption which Elon and some other people may have become convinced by reading Nick Bostrom's book, Super Intelligence, or reading, some of the Elijah Yudkowsky writing. LeCun said during a podcast with venture capitalist Harry Steinbeck's. And so, yeah, that's the article. And it's interesting to see one of the godfathers of AI talk about that it's not as dangerous as we think it is. Yeah, we see there was another godfather of AI, and he was talking about how he felt how he felt like he was leaving Google DeepMind because he feels like this stuff is becoming too dangerous for human beings to keep developing at the pace that they're doing. So we have two different sides. We have somebody, Elon Musk, who switched sides and decided that AI, it's better to get in and use the tools for himself and control it. We have people that think that AI is too powerful and wants nothing to do with it anymore. We have people that think that AI will never be, or at least this version of AI will never be a threat to humanity. And so this stuff is quite interesting. Like, I don't know what to believe. I do not have experience creating AI applications. I have experience creating machine learning. But yeah, I can't really say if these things are going to develop. And I don't think anybody truly knows what the future has in store for us. And so, yeah, this is my conclusion on AI applications. Go ahead and get into GPT-4. Let me pull that up. So how much time do we have left? All right, we are golden. And so if you don't know who Lex Friedman, I believe some PhDs, extremely smart guy, has his podcast, very intelligent guy. He's interviewing the CEO, Sam Altman, about GPT-4, I believe. I thought this video would be great for us to review on the topics of AI and the future. And so, yeah, let's get into it. Let's see. Can y'all hear it? Oh, no.
Let me ask you about.
Oh, let's turn that down. Hurt my ears.
GPT-4.
This is 25.
And the ad is up. So I'm just going to pause that real quick, get that off the screen. But yeah, let me guys know in the comments if you feel like AI is going to be a threat to humanity, whether you feel like this stuff you can't get enough of this stuff and we just need to just let it happen. I've heard people say that AI might be dangerous to humanity. But yeah, only time will truly tell what is the truth. So yeah, let's get back into it.
Let me ask you about GPT-4. There's so many questions. First of all, also amazing. It's looking back, it'll probably be this kind of historic pivotal moment with 3, 5, and 4 with ChatGPT.
Maybe 5 will be the pivotal moment. I don't know. Hard to say that looking forwards.
We never know. That's the annoying thing about the future. It's hard to predict. But for me, looking back, GPT-4, ChatGPT is pretty damn impressive, like historically impressive. So allow me to ask, what's been the most impressive capabilities of GPT-4 to you and GPT-4 Turbo?
I think it kind of sucks.
Typical human also. Gotten used to an awesome thing.
No, I think it is an amazing thing. But relative to where we need to get to and where I believe we will get to, at the time of like GPT-3, people were like, oh, this is amazing. This is this like marvel of technology. And it was. But, now we have GPT-4 and you look at GPT-3 and you're like, that's unimaginably horrible. I expect that the delta between 5 and 4 will be the same as between 4 and 3. And I think it is our job to live a few years in the future and remember that the tools we have now are going to kind of suck looking backwards at them.
I agree. It's like, if you guys think about, and let me get a close up on me, if you guys think that if you're a nerd and you play video games, I remember playing the Nintendo 64 and thinking like, man, these graphics look just like human beings. Like, this is amazing. And then when I go back and look at those graphics, I'm like, wow, this is trash. Like, I can't believe that I thought these were real human beings. And that shows the wanderlust, if that is the correct word, the wanderlust of technology, where we feel like technology is at the pinnacle, the greatest it's ever going to be, but in 2 years, it becomes a lot better than that. And so I think that's one of the main fears of AI, right? Like, what if it gets too fast? What if it gets too good too fast? And even in my software engineering work, like the things that I'm able to do in an hour is things that would take people months in the past. Like 20 years ago, there was no AWS. There was no AI tool to generate the code for you. People had to write every single line and be responsible for millions and millions of different lines of code. And it was just way too much for a single human being to be able to comprehend. And so that's one of the different issues with AI, or I think one of the different problems with technology is that it grows way too fast.
And that's how we make sure the future is better.
What are the most glorious ways in that GPT-4 sucks? Meaning,
What are the best things it can do?
what are the best things it can do, and the limits of those best things that allow you to say it sucks, therefore gives you inspiration and hope for the future?
You know, one thing I've been using it for more recently is sort of like a brainstorming partner.
Yep. I love
And
it for that.
there's a glimmer of something amazing in there. I don't think it gets, when people talk about it, what it does, they're like, oh, it helps me code more productively. It helps me write more faster and better. It helps me, translate from this language to another. All these like amazing things. But there's something about the like kind of creative brainstorming partner. I need to come up with a name for this thing. I need to like think about this problem in a different way. I'm not sure what to do here. That I think like gives a glimpse of something I hope to see more of. One of the other things that you can see like a very small glimpse of is when it can help on longer horizon tasks, break down something in multiple steps, maybe like execute some of those steps, search the internet, write code, whatever, put that together. When that works, which is not very often, it's like very magical.
The iterative back and forth with a human. It works a lot for me. What do you mean?
Iterative back and forth with a human, it can get more often. When it can go do like a 10-step problem on its own.
Oh.
It doesn't work for that too often. Sometimes.
At multiple layers of abstraction, or do you mean just sequential?
Both, like, to break it down and then do things at different layers of abstraction and put them together. Look, I don't want to like downplay the accomplishment.
So yeah, it goes back to what we were just talking about, where the AI is not really able to plan like a human being and foresee possible down situations, and that's kind of hard. Like how do you teach a human being how to plan? I think that's a challenging question too. Like, I think for me as a software engineer, let me get a close up. For me as a software engineer, learning how to plan is something that is very critical towards my success. And I've had to fail a lot in order to experience, okay, now that I've seen, how bad a project can go, let me think in advance, let me prepare for these certain situations ahead of time. And so ChatGPT can't really, like, how does it plan? Like, how do you give it data and teach it to plan ahead of time with information that is already figured out is false? That's pretty challenging and it sounds complicated in my head. So I imagine it's even more complicated in the mathematical formulas. And so, yeah. Let's keep it.
GPT-4. But I don't want to overstate it either. And I think this point that we are on an exponential curve, we will look back relatively soon at GPT-4 like we look back at GPT-3 now.
Okay, I made it to the end of the video, so I shouldn't have. So yeah, I like to talk a little bit ahead of time to make sure that I don't let the video play too long, but it's cool. And let's back to me. And so there you have it. You see ChatGPT 4. I think I'm going to cut this stream a little bit early because I am having issues with my sound. I'm going to play around with that. Hopefully we can get it going back again Monday. But let me know if you like this style of content. Let me know in the comments. Are you depressed? Like, honestly, guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I was kind of depressed about the future of AI and what humanity might look like in the next 5 years, just because a lot of these leaders are saying that general intelligence is going to be here. So let me know in the comments. Are you scared? Do you not care? Are you just living your life? But other than that, deuces.